Hey guys, so anyway, you can see we got all this nice siding and everything done on the house. Unfortunately, with weed eating, mowing, and things like that, our vinyl siding has taken on some battle wounds. So anyway, we're gonna go, you can see what I'm talking about. And man, my wife threw a fit. She did not think duct tape was the way to fix these holes in the vinyl siding from the weed eater. So anyway, we did some research and I'm going to go over all that in here. The couple of ways that I found that are the best ways to fix it. Have I ever done it? No, but I'm going to go through it with you now and we're going to try it, see how hard it is for a beginner DIYer. And now there is a lot of stuff to cover in this, so this is going to be a two-part video series, so be sure to watch both parts of it. This first one I'll cover the Mutter and how to do that, and then on the second video I'm going to cover the Bondo method. So due to the length and all the stuff we got to cover, it will be a two-part video series. We've got about 2 or 3 holes around the house and we'll take you along with us as soon as we roll the intro.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time.
We always start these videos with the basics. Coffee. Hey, and I was going to tell you about that too. We have a link in the description for this. This is the best coffee, man. It's Hawaiian hazelnut. And sometimes you see me do videos on, that you can use the great stuff, but this is the best coffee. There's a link down in the description. Now, sometimes when we're saving money or just wanting to get it at the store, we'll get, the great value at Walmart or, get this stuff or something. But, when we can and we're thinking about it and we're planning ahead, we get this one. It's Hawaiian Hazelnut by Copper Moon. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but man, that's a good coffee. But no matter what we use, we always start with the basics. Coffee. Hey guys, so we're going to get started with the video, but if you can do a favor for me, just take a second, click on that like, subscribe button down below, leave me any comments down in there, and we'll get you back to the video. So as I was saying before, my wife wasn't real happy with it works, but with the duct tape, because you start getting several holes on that vinyl siding, then you got a bunch of pieces of duct tape all over it. So a lot of these holes I took the duct tape, but we're going to remove that. And this kind of stuff we've got, let me show you. We got a couple of different holes on the, need to weed eat again. I probably ought to do that before I go repairing holes, Got kind of, as you can see, get kind of crazy with the weed eater sometimes. I need to do it again, but there's a crack right there. So anyway, we're going to go over a couple of different ways to fix it. Besides putting duct tape on them to keep moisture out, there's 2 main ways I found that are real good. There's some stuff called Mutter. There's another product that are kind of like these vinyl strips. You can take them, put that over them, kind of like duct tape, but they're kind of clear, and you can paint over them, get a paint that matches your house color pretty close, and that does a good job. And there's also Bondo, like you use on cars for fixing dents and stuff in cars. Bondo works real well on it, and then you just sand it down and kind of paint it that color, which is more of kind of a permanent fix that'll last a while. So we're going to go over both methods. I bought some of I think Mutter was what I bought. Keep in mind, I'm not sponsoring anybody. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just telling you what I used, and I know nothing. So anyway, I haven't ever done this before. So if you're somebody that hadn't ever done it before and want to see what I mess up and don't mess up, watch the video because I'm sure there will be something in there. If you've already got some holes in it anyway, cut out a piece of the vinyl, take it to the store with you. The best way to paint stuff in like these Mutter or some little plastic pieces, I'll show you those in a second. You know, if you can kind of paint those ahead of time and put them up, it'll make them look a little bit closer to what's going on. Same thing if you use Bondo, you need some kind of paint to put over it. It's probably always the best way if you can go have them mix you some paint. Now I'm just trying it with some spray paint, which to me, when I look at this siding, looking at the color of that siding and looking at the color of this cap, looking at them separately doesn't seem like they would match very well. But when I took the piece of siding, even though it looks blue when it's all put together out here, the piece of siding almost matched this cap exactly, which, you know, the cap doesn't even really look like it does, but when I sprayed it on paper, you can see it's a pretty close match. You know, for a patch, you're still going to see it, but it just makes it a little closer to it. So I want to go out before I go using this thing and see in the sun, because most of this is, so, you know, when you're looking down there, that's a pretty close color to what it is, even though on the cap it looks kind of blue, a little bit more grayish. When you have it right up next to the siding, the coloring looks pretty close to what the coloring is on there. So anyway, things when you're matching it, you know, take a piece of the vinyl in there. If you go somewhere like Home Depot or Lowe's, they've usually got little boards you can spray a little part of it on it so you can kind of compare the colors and stuff. So anyway, that's what I did. I'm going to try it with that, at least on one or two of them. And then if the color's too far off, I may have to go back to the drawing board and go in and get some other paint. But so one of the products that I got is called Mutter, as you can see here. And this is what it comes with, just a package on it. I'll show you kind of what's in the package when you get it. It's on Amazon, and you know, you can get about, I don't know how many sheets it gives you. Anyway, it looks like it's just kind of a stack of plastic strips that you peel off an adhesive backing and you stick it on it. Pretty simple to do. What I'm going to do is, instead of having to paint it while it's on the wall and get the overspray onto the existing, I'll probably paint it ahead of time, let that paint kind of dry. That way it'll already be the right color. Put it on there. And I'll kind of show you some more tips as I'm doing that. We'll cover at least one or two holes with this, and then I may even go get some of the Bondo to kind of show you how that one works. But anyway, I'll put a link in the description where you can get some of this if you need it, and we'll get the rest of the stuff together. So anyway, I'm in my well house right now. It's kind of windy outside, and I was going to paint one of these. I took one of these Mutter skins out of the thing. You know, when you're looking at this, if you look at it, see how there's the little grooves, and on the siding it has that little etch pattern, so this ought to match the siding pretty good when you put it over it. So anyway, I was going to paint a piece, let it dry. I was trying to do it outside, but I was afraid the wind was going to blow it out, so I'm just kind of stepping in my well house for a second. I'll show you what I'm doing. Got my paint. Kind of hard to do this with one hand, so. Probably contaminating my water. I kind of sprayed one little heavy spot, but be good to see how it works. Anyway, I'll paint that, let it dry, then we'll give it a shot. Well, crap, I was kind of rinsing off the siding, kind of cleaning it off, and now it looks like... Guess that'll be another video fixing the hose. Oh, anyway, looks like there's another video idea. So I just sprayed everything down on the house and kind of knocked some of the dust and things like that off to kind of clean the siding. You know, this is my paint thing. You can tell, I mean, it's a little bit off, but still kind of close. Closer than the duct tape. So, yeah, we may sometime in the future. The good thing about this, you can always pull it off and redo it. Looks way different now. Well, still gonna go on at least one of the spots. So even after spraying off the house, you know, it's still a little bit dusty. See how you can still see some dust. So when I'm gonna do this, I always like to kind of wipe it real good and, you know, make sure it's still kind of dust free as much as possible. So when you're putting these on, normally, you know, you would think you could just cut a little piece that would cover that area off of it. But when I'm cutting it, I like to go under it a little bit and also tucking this up under there. So I use a little bit bigger pieces because let's say I just covered that piece coming down here. I don't want water hitting, even though it's adhesive and it's sticking. You know, if water's sitting there running down on it, I figure water can still kind of get behind it and stuff, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So when I do it, and this is going to take the biggest chunk of this piece, I always go all the way up to underneath. That way, you know, when water's dripping off of this, it hits that and it kind of runs it. I'll tuck it up under there. So, you know, I'll use a big chunk of that. You know, I'll probably cut the bottom little piece of it off, you know, make it cover this whole seam so that water tends to run off, because that's the whole purpose, just to kind of keep water from getting in there. So I'll just kind of get it started with the top edge and, you know, tuck the top edge under there, kind of get it started up there, and then just kind of peel the backing as I go. And they say if you run your finger across it real good, it helps bring some of the that are in the siding kind of through this piece. Especially now with me painting it, you know, it did kind of have some grooves in it, but of course when I painted it, it paints over them. So we'll do that. I'll kind of see if I can set this up so I can show you what it's doing. So as you can see, that color match, you know, wasn't perfect, but it looks a lot better than the duct tape does. I may go back and see if I can get some paint that kind of gets a little bit closer to it, but I wanted to get out here and try one of them with you just to see. But, you know, even with that, it still looks pretty good, you know, at least better than the duct tape, and it'll keep all the moisture out of it. So this one piece down here, I'll show you. That already had a pretty big hole in it, so I'm going to take a piece of that vinyl in with me. I just went ahead and cut another little chunk out of it so I can take it in to kind of do a color match with some paint. And we'll see if they can get a better color match, and we'll still do one of the two of those. Because if they can, even if we Bondo it on one of the holes, then we can get a lot closer with the color. So anyway, I'm going to check that out. Hey guys, so anyway, I didn't really like the color matching. It was still a little bit too off, so I came to Home Depot. I was looking up our colors, Regatta Blue on our vinyl siding. So anyway, I had them come up and mix kind of a sample size of some paint. So I'm gonna go home and try that one and just, you know, paint the stuff on the things to patch it myself and see how that goes, see if it's any closer of a match. All right, I'll let you know how it works. Hey guys, so anyway, I had to run back into Home Depot. I told you guys I was going to show you both methods, so I did grab some Bondo, and it kind of comes with a little tube with a catalyst in it. Just mixed a little bit of that with the Bondo on there, and anyway, so I wanted to take a second to show you guys that method as well and kind of what it looks like. So we will get it home and show you how to do it. Well, I got my little sample. I'm at home. You can see I'm gonna get some of this mixed and kind of paint it on this strip, let it dry, and we'll try to put it on there and see how close it matches the vinyl. I don't know. Now that I'm painting it on the piece out here, it doesn't seem like it's a close match. But we'll have to see what happens once it dries and we put it up next to it. You can hear my wife laughing in the background. What I did here, you can see I had this kind of up here out of the way that I got from Home Depot today. And, you know, I grabbed this, it's the same size. Well, when they did, I was looking at it on the way in, I was going, man, this paint match looks closer to the color of our deck than it does the siding on the wall. But then once I got in here, I realized I had used this paint, which is touch-up paint for our deck. And instead of paying attention and grabbing the one that was made for the project we're doing. So anyway, back to the drawing board. Well, now we're going to try take two with the right color paint. Alright, so I'm going to go try this one on. So just to see what the old patch I just spray painted on looks like. Here we go. That's a big difference. You can see this one. None of them are going to be perfect, but that one should be a little bit closer to it. So we will put this on and see what happens. I just realized this isn't my day, so I painted the wrong end. I painted the wax paper end. I can tell by the pattern and everything that's on it, I painted the wrong side. So I'm going to record this when I walk in and tell my wife, so you guys can see if she laughs at me. Guess what I did? Where are you?
Right here.
Oh. You can hear my wife. You can hear my wife laughing at me for painting the wrong. Yeah, a lot of compassion. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to do a take 3. Dum.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what that's all about. All right, we'll be going back for attempt 3 at painting this. Well, after all that drama, we're gonna try it a little bit closer to the color of it. So anyway, pull that one off, put this one on, and see how that looks. Once again, I always stick it up under this lip so that water running off of here, you know, kind of keep the water out of it. And then I just peel that back. That way I can get this kind of smooth going down here. I guess I should have painted my brush strokes across that way on it, but I'm going to be running my fingers across there. They say if you run your fingers across it, it'll kind of bring out the pattern in the thing. But next time I'll know, because these actually look pretty good with the grain, so I'll paint them crossways. So anyway, that color is pretty dang close to it though. So that should be good. Anyway, we'll see what it looks like. So that came out a lot closer to the color of it. I mean, you can still see it, but that color match made it come out a lot better than just spray paint. So anyway, that's the Mutter method, and I did buy some of the Bondo, so we will show you on one of the other holes doing the Bondo method. Hey guys, so thanks for watching this first video going over the Mutter. Be sure to check out the second video, this part of the series, going over the Bondo method of repairing the holes. And be sure to go to the site, check it out. We got about 500 videos. We got stupid dad jokes. I'm a network engineer. We got videos on network engineering. We got guitar instruction. I'm a guitar player, and a bunch of trips we make. So anyway, be sure to check it. There's a lot of fun stuff to watch. And thank you again, and we'll see you on the next video.